From Pacifica Radio in San Francisco, this is Flashpoints. I'm Dennis Bernstein. Today on the show, Chinese diplomats sent packing by Trump, also fighting COVID-19 and the corrupt government in Haiti, demilitarizing the police department, also a Bay Area activist and artist in his 11th day of a life-threatening hunger strike in the name of universal testing and tracking. All this coming up straight ahead on Flashpoint. Stay tuned. Welcome, John Sheridan.
Hi, Dennis.
How are you doing? You're in day 11 now?
Yes, day 11 of my hunger strike to demand universal COVID-19 testing and tracing.
How are you feeling?
Well, I can feel that I am a little weaker than yesterday, and that was a little weaker than the day before. And since I have never done this before, it's a little hard for me to have any kind of predictions. Someone I knew told me that, after day 5 you start hallucinating, and that was about on day 1 of my things. I was terrified that I was going to start losing my mind, but I have to fortunately say that hasn't happened yet. I'm not hallucinating. I'm still functioning, albeit much more slowly and carefully, and it's definitely a very strange feeling. I sort of feel like I've stepped through the looking glass into this different state of being, but I feel like my mind is clear and I'm able to communicate, and I'm hopeful that I can continue with this, obviously for some while longer, because the overall goal is truly a longer-term goal. It's just that what was today, I think that 1,200, they estimate that 1,200 Americans, or people in the United States, I should say, are going to die today from this. It's not getting any better. And
right. And I don't want to hold you a long time, John, because
Sure.
You've got a lot that you're risking here, but you're doing this because this is a personal commitment by you to call people's attention to how important it is that, number one, we pay attention to the things that we know already, and that there really needs to be a rebellion in support of testing. We still have the president jiving, and nobody really, they still ask these very moderate, very respectful, and he's doing his press conferences again. Everybody knows that these are campaign press conferences, and everybody's polite, and nobody is really pressing him on the fact that he's now committing mass murder, that he has created a situation where tens of thousands of people are dying who don't have to die. And because the number one thing he failed at is a program of testing. It is shocking and really sickening to see. You look around the world, and we are incredible outcasts. We have betrayed our people through our politicians. So your risking your life is appreciated, John, and I want, if people, can they communicate with you now? Is there a way, a website, or what's the easiest way for people to offer your support, learn what you're doing, more about what you're looking for in terms of testing? What's the best way to communicate with you at this point?
Oh, thank you, Dennis. And yes, everything you said about our lack of leadership is completely true. I have a website, and I'll just say it, and I will say it a couple of times. It's universalcovid19testing.com. That's universalcovid19testing.com, and there are hyphens in between universalcovid19testing.com. So that's the website, and I have an email address on there, and I'm also on Twitter, and I'm also on Facebook, and I really, really welcome some solidarity and comradeship from people who are starting to connect the dots and realize that Trump is using he's losing control, but he's still using it. For instance, this whole attack on the post office And on mail-in voting, he's using the fear of the COVID virus to both stop mail-in ballots because people are fearful would mail in their votes, and also he's going to play that so that people don't show up to the fewer and fewer polling places. So it's cynical.
It's cynical. All right. Listen, John, take care of yourself. You're already putting your life on the line for this. We appreciate it. We'll check in with you tomorrow.